Sunday morning, rain is falling. Bad weather here in New York. What's going on, everybody? The weather could be a bit of an issue on this Fantasy Sunday for Week 12, but hopefully not too bad. And we, of course, hope you had an awesome Thanksgiving. Roto Frank, did you have an awesome Thanksgiving?
Oh, I did indeed have an awesome Thanksgiving. Football, food, a couple drinks mixed in there. Tried a White Russian for the first time. It was amazing. How about you, Adam?
I had a lot of water. I did not have any drink other than water. I had a great Thanksgiving. It was good. And I made the ham after I bought a ham, didn't eat it because, whatever, plans got changed. Then I made the ham last night, 12 and a half pounds of ham for a family of 4. Currently trying to give it away to my neighbors, but haven't had any takers yet.
I was going to say, you're going to be eating ham for the next 3 weeks, dude.
Yeah. There's only so much we can eat. You know what we need, though? We need the Hawaiian rolls. I don't want to just eat ham. I want to eat ham on the Hawaiian rolls. That those Hawaiian dinner rolls. That's
I know.
Yeah.
Have you ever had ham on pizza? I've never actually had it.
Oh, ham and pineapple on pizza, Hawaiian pizza. It's incredible.
I'm not opposed to trying it. It's just every time I go to a pizzeria, it's the last thing on my mind. Like the only way I'm going to eat it is if someone buys it for me.
I love sausage on pizza. The Hawaiian's great. Yeah, I mean, look, ham's pretty much good on everything. All right, let's get to it here. No Justin Fields, and let's talk about that Jets game because it seems like that's going to have the worst weather. I'm going to double check on that, but it's going to be pretty damn rainy. I quoted Maroon 5 earlier. I don't think Frank got it, but Sunday morning rain is falling. It's Maroon 5. Anyway, I'm just going to check the weather. So, yeah, what do you think about that game? Because we got a lot of developments there. We got no Justin Fields. We obviously have no Zach Wilson. So we have Trevor Siemian versus Mike White. And we have no James Robinson. He is inactive. So Michael Carter may be shooting up the rankings. I don't know. We know Mike I think it was about a 38% target share for running backs with Mike White at quarterback last year, which is just insane. Give me your thoughts on that. The marquee game of the week, the Jets and the Bears.
I actually have bet the Jets earlier in the week. I got them at -4.5. I think that number is up to 6.5 right now. But just from a fantasy perspective, I don't think you really want to start anyone in this game outside of the running backs. That I could say that pretty confidently. David Montgomery, I do have ranked a few spots higher than Michael Carter. Even with this development that James Robinson, inactive, really came out of nowhere, was not on the injury report leading up to this game. I do think Ty Johnson will still kind of slot in there. They'll get him involved a little bit, 6 to 8 touches, something like that. I like Michael Carter. I think he's a high-end flex. I do prefer David Montgomery over him in this game. As for the Bears passing attack, really would try to get away from Darnell Mooney if you possibly can. Cole Kmet, he's in that streaming tight end discussion. I think I have him at like 13, so that includes like him, Foster Moreau, Greg Dulcich. They're all kind of in that same range. If you can get away from Cole Kmet, I would try to.
All right, so the other weather we're looking at here, the guy I always go to is Kevin Roth, at Kevin Roth WX. We have got some serious wind in Nashville for the Bengals and the Titans. He says the winds will gradually lessen through the game, but it's breezy at best for Bengals and Titans. Sustained winds right now are 22 miles per hour, gusting up to 30. So we got weather there. The Jets and the Washington games are going to be, we got to go. We're watching soccer. Croatia with a goal. I actually don't know which team that is. I think that's Croatia.
It is.
Yeah. Go. Anyway, wind in Nashville for Titans Bengals. Rain in the Jets-Bears game and the Washington game. So it looks like Washington's going to be pretty rainy. And Cleveland, not terrible rain-wise, according to Kevin Roth. Still a few showers likely, and wind gusts up to 35 miles per hour. Jeez. I just hate weather. I really hate guessing what the impact is going to be. But we can, I guess, I don't know. You have any thoughts, overall thoughts? Anyone you're sitting?
I mean, it's hard with some of those games that you mentioned too, right? Because T. Higgins, without Jamar Chase, he's pretty much locked in as a top 12 wide receiver. So are we gonna react drastically to this and say, we're not starting T. Higgins now? I think you kind of just got to still roll with that. It's a pretty intriguing game, obviously, within the playoff picture of the AFC and everything that's going on there. So I would still continue to roll with T. Higgins. Again, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, another game with wind there. These guys are, routinely seeing 8-10 plus targets. I don't think that you could personally get away from them. Same thing with Amari Cooper. It's a home game for Amari Cooper, right? Yeah. So theoretically, this should be a pretty good one for him, and we know what his upside is. So I understand why you would want to proceed with caution, but these are must-start players, and for the most part, I think we're just kind of rocking with them, Adam.
All right, so let's read some questions here, and hopefully that will help us make some decisions. Michael Carter or Samaje Perine, Cortland Sutton, or Nico Collins or Donovan Peoples-Jones?
I would go with Samaje Perine over Michael Carter, and I would go with Cortland Sutton. I know Sutton hasn't been great, but he still had like 10 targets last week. So
Okay. Is it my screen? Is it my screen, or is there an accent on the A in Carter?
it looks like there is an accent on the A. Yep.
I just scratched my screen because I thought there was a smudge on it. How did you do that? Why did you do that? It's like that's just his name. So you went with Perine or Carter? I'm sorry, I was scratching the screen.
I would go with Perine.
I'm pretty interested in Carter right now. Healthy scratch for James Robinson. But all right, we'll take Perine.
I bet Michael Carter over 19.5 receiving yards today as well.
You know what? I've got a league where I am starting Kareem Hunt. And I am wondering if I should start Ty Johnson over Kareem Hunt. Or Brian Robinson. God, what? I'm just gonna lose. You know what? Forget. I'm just gonna lose. I
think I would go with Brian Robinson, but yeah, I'm sorry.
Not even worth it. No, I'm starting both Kareem Hunt and Brian Robinson. Those are my.
Okay.
I think that's one of my mix-in leagues. Lazard, Patterson, or Gus? Standard scoring.
I would go with. Ooh, that is close. I would go with Lazard.
Yeah. Debo or Godwin, PPR?
I am going with Godwin there.
Who is
Debo a little bit banged up, but he is supposed to play. So
Dulcich is the tight end for the Broncos.
Correct.
Full PPR, AJ Brown, Chris Godwin, Christian Kirk, ETN, and Najee Harris. We need 2 receivers and a flex.
So let's go with the first 2 wide receivers, and then we're going to go with ETN as the flex.
All right. Also, no Jalen Warren this week. So, boy, the running back picture, obviously the mix-in injury stinks, but we know Jeff Wilson has a runway to start him. Rashard White has a runway to start him. Right? Thank you. And Latavius Murray, Najee Harris. A lot of the guys who had some competition in the backfield don't have it this week.
Yep.
So then, you can start wondering, do you start these guys over Alvin Kamara? People are a little nervous about Kamara, understandably.
All of those names you just mentioned are inside of my top 24. So including Latavius Murray, including Samaje Perine. I do have Rashad White ahead of Kamara, so that if that's a decision that you have, I would go with Jeff Wilson over Kamara too, for what it's worth.
Yeah, Wilson and White over Kamara. Latavius and who was the other one? Najee?
Perine. I have Perine, Najee, and Latavius all behind Kamara, but
yeah,
I get it. I mean, I get why you'd be nervous about Kamara at this point.
Josh Palmer or Rashad White in PPR?
I would go with Rashad White.
Okay, I think it's a little safe. Want to check in on this Twitter poll I'm doing here. In my Superflex league, Russell Wilson or Josh Palmer, full PPR, 6 point per passing touchdown. Right now, Josh Palmer is winning. He's got 52.6% of the vote. So that's how I have it right now.
I don't think it's crazy, man. We just saw a ceiling game out of Palmer last week. That game could potentially shoot out.
I think I'm going to do it. I think I'm going to go with Josh Palmer.
Look, no one wants to start Russell Wilson. Like, how much fun is that? Let's go with Josh Palmer.
Yeah. Pick one here. Ayuk, Juju. Oh, it's good to have Juju back, by the way. Ayuk, Juju, Palmer, or Foreman in PPR?
Ooh, I am going with Palmer there. Palmer and Keenan Allen, both inside my top 20 wide receivers.
Non-PPR, we're going to bench one. Kirk, Kamara, or Rashad White? Non-PPR.
Non-PPR.
I'm going to bench Kamara here.
It's super close between him and Christian Kirk. And I think I would sit Kirk.
All right. Perine or Foreman?
I would go with Perine.
Oh, we did that one. Cade Otton or David Njoku? And then Drake London, Michael Pittman, or Cortland Sutton, half PPR?
I would go with Njoku, and then I would go with Pittman.
Sutton,
correct.
It's one wide receiver and a flex. Oh, okay. So you like Pittman better than Sutton, though?
I do, yes.
Okay, I don't, but we like both of them better than Drake London.
Sure do.
All right, let's pick 2 here. Antonio Gibson, Samaje Perine, Josh Palmer, and then Hill or McBride at tight end.
All right, let's go with Perine and Palmer. And then we are going to go with...
I'm going Hill.
I think I would take the shot on Taysom Hill. Yeah, I mean, they've talked about wanting to get him more involved. They kind of did last week when they were up big. Yeah, I think there's probably a little bit more upside there with him.
Jets DST, I'm starting him.
Absolutely. I think I have him like top 5 or 6. So
Pickett or Tannehill?
ooh, that sounds pretty close.
I'm going Pickett. Weather. I think it's a good point about the weather. See, that this is one where I will let the weather influence the decision.
Man, Colts defense pretty good though, Adam.
No, it is. It is.
I think I would go with Tannehill. I think there's a real sneaky chance that game shoots out, man. Titans Bengals.
Oh, I can't wait for that game.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah. All right. Let's see. We don't have. I mean, like I know it's a holiday weekend, but yeah, we don't have a YouTube poll, and Schaefer's just like on vacation. I mean, come on over there.
Adam, you called out Schaefer, and I'm like, you show up with like the grizzly beard going on. You got
What's wrong with the beard?
You got a little Thanksgiving scruff going on as well.
I'm working. Oh, goal! We got another goal, and this time I am sure it is Croatia.
Sure is.
Man, Canada, what's going on here? Just folding. Oh man, how's your World Cup experience been? Are you enjoying it? You seem like the kind of guy who roots for a different country than the U.S.
No, I am rooting for U.S. like that. I mean, that would be the ideal scenario, but we'll see what happens. I thought they played a great game against England the other day, but I'm kind of I guess you could call me a mutt. I have all different kind of nationalities, but like Germany and Poland, I root for them too. So, but USA is the team. I'd like to see them get out of the group stage. That'd be fun.
I'd like to watch the Tuesday game with people. I really would like to have a little Iran-U.S. watch party, but I don't. 2:00 in the afternoon. I don't see how it's going to happen on a Tuesday. But oh well. All right, let's see. Oh, there's something. Oh, you know what? Here's a poll to put up. Let's do a Kamara poll. Let's see how people are feeling about Kamara. Put up like Kamara, Pirine, Rashad White, Latavius Murray. Maybe we'll go with those guys.
I think Najee Harris is probably closer to that group. So I have Latavius a little bit lower, but
all right, fine. All right, so there you go, Schaefer. We'll do that poll. Kamara, Pirine, Najee, and Rashad White. Let's see who people like, and let's go half PPR.
Yeah, I mean the superior format, obviously. So
absolutely, 100%. All right, we need 2 wide receivers and a flex. Sanders, Godwin, Metcalf, Kirk, Lazard, or London.
Ooh.
Standard scoring.
The wide receivers are going to be pretty close here. So pulling up the ranks, and I have it as DK Metcalf, DK Metcalf, Chris Godwin. Those are the 2 wide receivers, and then the flex will be, we'll go with Christian Kirk. So the 3 wide receivers: Godwin, Metcalf, Kirk.
Okay. Pick 2 and half PPR: Paris Campbell, DJ Moore, Garrett Wilson, or Sky Moore.
Let's go with Paris Campbell. And, I probably would have said Garrett Wilson, but given the weather in that game, not that I don't really like DJ Moore very much against the Broncos secondary, but I do think it'll be a little bit better with Sam Darnold. So I'll go Paris Campbell and DJ Moore.
Okay. Also have Corey Davis back this week for the Jets. Higbee or Everett?
We are going to go with I'm going to go with Tyler Higbee there.
All right, dream matchup for Everett. But Higbee, actually a lot of targets the last 2 games. I think 8 in one game. Let's see, what do we got here? 8 in both games, maybe? 8 in both games. Really picked up after Cooper Kupp got hurt. You know what? Did they announce the starting quarterback for that game?
I don't know that they have for sure, but I just kind of assumed it was Bryce Perkins.
I think it's going to be Wolford. And that's a big deal for me. What time is the Cardinals game? So they're both at 4, right? Rams are at 4. Cardinals are at 4. All right, so I would go with Everett if it's Wolford, and I would go with sorry, other way around. I would go with Higbee if it's Wolford, and I would go with Everett if it's Perkins, personally.
Yeah, the latest update on CBS says Bryce Perkins likely trending towards start, but obviously that's not confirmed.
Okay. Likely trending. That's quite vague. Start 1 in PPR. Keenan Allen, Chris Godwin, Van Jefferson, Pittman. It's going to be one of the first 2 here. Keenan Allen or Godwin? It's Keenan Allen.
I would go with Godwin, personally.
But see, what about the weather?
What about the targets?
Well, you don't expect a ton of targets from Keenan Allen?
I do, but I feel like Godwin has been safer. I know Keenan Allen looked all right last week. I still like have this thought in the back of my mind that wouldn't surprise me if he doesn't play a full snap share. I know he didn't play like 100% of the snaps last week either, so it's close. I would go with Godwin though.
Too much wind. All right, let's scroll down, get some fresh comments here. Welcome to the show, everybody. No Chris today, but Frank and I holding down the fort here. Got our YouTube poll up. We have that up? Yeah. First of all, hit like. We can give away some Paramount Plus here. We'll give away a free month of Paramount Plus when we get to 250 likes. So please hit that like button. We would very much appreciate it. So the question on YouTube, who would you rather start half PPR? Najee Harris at the Colts, Rachaad White at the Browns, Samaje Perine at the Titans, and Alvin Kamara at the 49ers. I am submitting my vote right now. Ooh, we are running away with it. Rachaad White, 60%, 63% of the vote. That is very lopsided.
Was not expecting
that. The others are right around 10 to 15%, 12 to 14% now. Najee, Samaje, and Kamara. Wow. All right. Great poll. That was my idea, huh? See, this is what happens, Schaefer, when I do a poll, because one of them gets 63% of the vote. Higgins or Jeff Wilson?
Oh, I'm going with Jeff Wilson there. I have him. I like both. I mean, obviously we got the win going on in with the Bengals game, but Jeff Wilson, man. I mean, that matchup, just dream matchup. Huge favorites too. No Raheem Mostert. Yeah. Jeff Wilson.
Jeff Wilson. Trevor Lawrence or Derek Carr?
I'm going to go with Derek Carr there. I like that game too. I think likely shootout there between the Seahawks and the Raiders today.
Now I'm starting to wonder if I should play Derek Carr over Tom Brady because of weather. You're going to tell me no, right?
I wouldn't go that far. Like, it's one of those things where it would not surprise me one bit if Derek Carr outscores him, but
well, Derek Carr the last 3 games has been better than Tom Brady has been in like all but one game this year, I think.
I think you have your answer.
No, I don't want to do that. I'm getting a little more optimistic about Brady. Brady scored his season high is 21.7. Holy cow, that's so bad. No. He has 31.4 against the Chiefs. So his 21.7 is the second highest of the season. Derek Carr's been better than that in 3 straight games. All right, it's something to think about here. Sanders or Ayuk in the flex PPR?
I would go with Brandon Ayuk.
Okay, in the other league, Dameon Pierce, Juju, Olave, Palmer, Ayuk, half PPR.
I am going to go with I think I have Olave ahead of Palmer, but that one's pretty close.
I like Palmer better.
This is the lowest I've ranked Dameon Pierce in a while. Obviously, coming off one of his worst games of the season. Dolphins really good against the run, and they're likely to be playing from behind. So, I do have Olave a few spots higher than Palmer, so I would go with him.
We haven't talked about Marquise Brown yet. He is expected to play. And no Rondale Moore, and Greg Dortch is unlikely to play, so it's an interesting game. Hollywood Brown or George Pickens?
I have these guys back to back. I have Marquise Brown 1 spot higher. That is super close, though, man. Like, love what I've been seeing from Pickens recently. I wish the target share was actually higher in games with Kenny Pickett. It's not as high as you think. It's like 15%, something like that. But we know that the Cardinals are dealing with injuries. Hollywood Brown, even if he doesn't play full complement of snaps, I've seen this before where a wide receiver will still run a lot of routes. He just won't be in on plays where they're blocking or they're running the football or whatever. So even if the snaps are a little bit lower than expected for Hollywood Brown, I think he's probably going to run a lot of routes. So I would go with him, but it's very close.
Okay. So sorry, let me get back to the comments here. I was going to say Marquise Brown is probably the most difficult player for me this week. I really have no idea what to expect. So when it comes to a player like that, and if Rondale Moore and or Greg Dortch were playing, I probably would just sit him outright. But with the opportunity that he has, when you get to a point where you just don't want to start a wide receiver, you're looking at DJ Moore and you're like, I really don't want to start DJ Moore. I really don't want to start maybe Christian Watson against the Eagles or something like that. That's when I say, all right, I'm starting Marquise Brown. It has to be, I don't want to start this guy territory. Najee Harris, Amari Cooper, Alvin Kamara. Pick one. Cooper.
I would go with Amari Cooper. Yeah, in full PPR.
Traylon Burks, Damian Pierce, or Marquise Brown. So this is interesting. I would still go Damian Pierce here. What about you?
Yeah, I would go Pierce as well. One more point on Marquise Brown. So I have him ranked as wide receiver 30 this week. Normal week, if he's completely healthy, he's a top 24 wide receiver, even with DeAndre Hopkins on that team. Like, I think they pass enough where DeAndre Hopkins is going to get his double-digit targets, and maybe Marquise Brown gets something like 8, 7, 8, 9, something like that. And that would make him a top 24 wide receiver. But just the slight bit of doubt is why I have him ranked a little bit lower as a more so of a wide receiver 3 this week, first game back.
Oh, I have a good YouTube poll, Schaefer. I'm going to type it to you. All right. You read some Hayden Hurst or Greg Dulcich.
I would go with Greg Dulcich. I know it hasn't happened for Dulcich. His usage is still really good. Like, he's running a lot of routes. He's on the field. Just kind of wish that they would get him more involved. I don't know why they aren't. Jerry Jeudy has been out the past couple of weeks. It's weird, but his usage looks good. So I would go with Dulcich.
All right, let's see. Let's get that poll going up there. Yeah, all right. Yeah, we'll have fun with it. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about Dulcich because he had one game with more than 5 targets, and Brett Rippon was the quarterback. When Russell Wilson's been the quarterback, it's been 4 or 5 targets. So that's just my controversial take. DK, Godwin, or Rachaad White? Who you starting? Half PPR.
I am going with Rachaad White.
All right, you're pretty high on him, huh?
Yeah, he's just outside my top 12 running backs. I think he's like 13 or 14. So I don't know that he sees a full workload like Leonard Fournette had earlier in the season, like 25, 30 touches, anything like that. But, 14, 15 carries, 4 or 5 targets, something like that. I think he probably winds up with, 17 to 20 touches today for Rachaad White.
Oh, wait. I remember I have another option for our YouTube poll. All right. Let's see. Sutton or Watson, wide receiver 2.
I would go with Sutton.
Sutton, yeah. Let's pick 2 running backs, a wide receiver, and a flex. Start with the running backs. We got Latavius, Kamara, Pirine, and Gus.
I am going to use Alvin Kamara and Samaje Pirine.
By the way, one thing on Pirine, I'll come back to that in a minute here. Let's pick the wide receiver. It's Allen for me.
Well, I'm going to use both. I'm going to use whichever wide receiver. I'm going to use Keenan at wide receiver, Chris Godwin at flex. So.
Okay. Chris Evans did not play last week, and he is playing this week. So that's just a little. I didn't bring that up the entire week with Pirine, but he might not, have just dominate the touches like he did last week because Evans missed his first game of the year with a knee injury.
And I think what we saw from Pirine last week, 70% snaps, 15 touches, I think that's fair. Like, even if Chris Evans works in a little bit, he probably gets something like 6 to 8 touches and plays like 20, 30% of the snaps. So,
how do you pronounce Pecan? That is our YouTube poll. Oh, it's a good one so far. So we have 43 votes. Nobody says Pecan. Okay, but Pecan is at 33%. Pecan is at 31%. Pecan is at 2%, and Pecan is the current leader, but by just like a fraction here at 35%. So whichever way you pronounce it, I have no interest in that type of pie. It's a terrible pie and a terrible take by Schneier. Yeah, please vote. And please hit like. Did we get to 250 yet?
Butter Pecan. Great ice cream, by the way.
No, butter pecan.
Butter Pecan.
Oh my gosh, that's so interesting. I say pecan pie, but I say butter pecan. Wow.
I was going to say there should be an option here. It depends on the day because I feel like I change up how I say pecan all the time.
I never say pecan. That's the thing. Like, that's so pretentious. Oh, did you try it in my pecan pie? Like, give me a break. Sutton or David Montgomery? Sutton or David Montgomery?
I would go with David Montgomery.
All right, we need a... Okay, Corey, are you saying that we are your favorite stream and then you're asking a quarterback question, or are you asking for your favorite quarterback? I think it's the latter. Heineke, Tannehill, Matt Ryan, or Brissett?
I think I have Jacoby Brissett ranked the highest of this group.
Really? One
And
last stand.
it is Jacoby Brissett.
All right. Ayuk, Devontae Smith, Christian Watson, Garrett Wilson. I need one.
We are going with Brandon Ayuk.
No, we're going with Devontae Smith, and I'm sorry for yelling at you, but I'm going with Devontae Smith, but Ayuk is pretty damn good. Alrighty, let's see.
I think it's been something like 80 yards or a touchdown in 5 straight for Ayuk, or 4 straight.
5, yeah.
Yeah.
Half PPR flex, Elijah Moore, Sky Moore, Van Jefferson, or Kareem Hunt. Ugh.
Oh gosh. I think I would go with Van Jefferson, but I don't feel great about it.
Yeah, no Allen Robinson today, no Cooper Kupp, obviously. Waddle or Higgins, standard scoring.
T. Higgins.
And then who do I sit? Chubb, McCaffrey, ETN, or Rashad White?
I am going to sit. Oh man, I don't like this answer, but I have Rashad White ranked the lowest. That is a great problem to have. All 4 of those running backs are inside my top 13. So
I'm very tempted to sit ETN. Not loving him this week, but I will agree with you. I will sit Rashad White. Just man, what a matchup for Rashad White. Shannon says Gabe Davis hurt my team. Yeah, me too. Need a running back and a flex. Dameon Pierce, Jeff Wilson, Josh Palmer, Garrett Wilson says these are good options. They should be better than Gabe Davis. Jeff Wilson's definitely our running back. Who's our flex?
We are going with, this is full PPR. We're going to go with Josh Palmer.
I am starting Sutton over Palmer in a league. It's a half PPR league. That wouldn't change anything.
You just can't quit him, huh?
No, I mean, it's this thing, dude. It's like Arizona is so good against receivers. And I don't believe it, especially without their best cornerback. So I'm not really buying into it, but I just went and I looked again today. There's like a lot of receiver. Last week, Deebo Samuel had 7 targets, 57 yards. Or he had 9 targets, 7 catches for 57 yards, I think.
Yeah.
Ayuk had 20 yards. I know he caught 2 touchdowns. So they do it all the time. It is crazy. I really think that why am I blank? I always blank on his name, even though I'm obsessed with him. He's a great player. Their number 1 cornerback.
Byron Murphy.
I think he's a key to it, and he's missing this game, but he missed last week too. So I do like Palmer a lot, but I am starting Sutton over him, a little safer in my opinion. Palmer has had the stat I always give on Palmer. He's had 6 games this year with 8 or more targets. I believe he will get that this week. He's had 13 or more PPR points in 5 of those 6 games. However, Inter Miami is close to signing Lionel Messi. How about that? Okay. However, with Palmer, the yards are really low in I think 3 of those 6 games. So he's not quite as safe as as he might be made out to be, by Frank. Chris Godwin, Cooks, or Godwin?
Yes, correct.
Rashad White or Latavius Murray? We're going Rashad White.
Correct.
Oh, come on, Canada. Let's go, Trevor. Start 3 and half PPR. Najee, Gibson, Carter, Pierce, Latavius.
Alrighty. We are going with Najee, Dameon Pierce, and Latavius Murray. Those are all pretty good options.
Yeah, they are. I wish you could make a trade. Alrighty. Half PPR, Alvin, Kamara, or Najee Harris?
I have Alvin a few spots higher.
Yeah, I'm terrified of being wrong about Alvin Kamara because for the most part, I'm telling people to start Alvin Kamara. The Niners have, in my opinion, the best run defense in football. They're incredible. I don't know what to say. I just feel like, he is Alvin Kamara. He could easily have 4 or 5 catches for 50 yards. Kind of saved you last week with that, but it's going to be a struggle. Definitely Jeff Wilson and Rashad White. We're totally Jeff Wilson and Rashad White ahead of Alvin Kamara, but we're not quite there with Najee Harris. Half PPR, pick 1. Montgomery, Dameon Pierce, or P. Ryan?
I think I have P. Ryan just ahead of David Montgomery. He's 2 spots higher. So I'm going with P. Ryan.
All right. I would go with Montgomery, but I totally see the appeal. You're right. I go with Montgomery.
I do think Montgomery will wind up with more touches in that game. The Jets have actually been pretty good against the run too. It hasn't just been against the pass. Just in general, they've been a really, really good defense. So I don't know that the Bears score a touchdown today.
Pecan and Pecan are in a dead heat right now. 38% Pecan, 35% Pecan. I would have to say, and I'm not just saying this because I came up with it, it is probably the best poll we've had all season. I don't know, all month, at least this month.
Hold on. I mean, there was like a great Pokemon poll. Yeah, it probably was more than a month ago, but I got to go with the Pokemon poll. Pecan's pretty good.
All right, PPR question here. Pick 2. Van Jefferson, Paris Campbell, Deontay Johnson, and Julio Jones.
Okay, we're going to go with Paris Campbell and Deontay Johnson.
Oh, boy, I'm really yawning a lot, Frank. It's not your fault. It's Thanksgiving.
I know.
It's a stressful
Thanksgiving hangover?
I mean, on what? On ham?
Yeah.
It was fun, but tiring weekend. However, I did make time to watch that Michigan-Ohio State game, Bryson. So that was incredible. Wow, what a whipping! Did not see that coming. Cortland Sutton or David Montgomery?
I'm gonna go with Montgomery there.
Half PPR. Pick a running back and a flex. Dameon Pierce, David Montgomery, Rachaad White, or Donovan Peoples-Jones.
Okay, we're gonna go with Rachaad White and David Montgomery.
All right. Let's check in on our likes, by the way, because yes, Nick is reminding you to hit the like button. We have 232 likes. We get to 250. We're going to give away a free month of Paramount Plus. Not to all of you, but to one of you. So hit that like button. Let's get up to 250.
Shout out Paramount. Shout out Paramount Plus, by the way. Sorry, Adam.
Isn't it great? It's great.
Yeah. I watched Smile, the movie, like on Wednesday night, right before Thanksgiving. It was great. I really enjoyed it.
What's Smile?
It's like a horror thriller type.
Really?
A lot of jump scares and stuff. You didn't see, like, they had people going to baseball games, actors, with just like sitting behind home plate with these creepy smiles on their face. It was great.
I did not see that.
Yeah, it was like part of the marketing tactic for the movie. And I was kind of sold. I was like, yeah, that seems kind of cool. So it was good. I liked it.
All right, that's good. Would you, if you were going to watch one horror movie, would you watch Smile or Hellraiser?
I think I would go with Hellraiser, but that's more of just like the lore, the nostalgia factor, I guess.
Okay. All right. So we got 282 likes. Schaefer, let's give away a month of Paramount Plus. Comment your Twitter handle, please. And one of you lucky contestants is going to get a free month of Paramount Plus, which is really awesome. So you're welcome. Christian Watson or Hollywood Brown?
Oh, I think they're back to back with Hollywood Brown just ahead of Christian Watson. Yes. 2 spots higher. Marquise Brown ahead of Christian Watson.
Cam Akers or Gus Edwards?
Oh, geez. Gus is active. I think him and Kenyon Drake probably wind up splitting the role. I'll go with him. It's just, even if Cam Akers sees 15 touches, just what is that Rams offense going to do today? I don't have any faith whatsoever. So I'll go with Gus.
All right. I hope you like alliteration. We need 2 in PPR. Palmer, Pirine, Pierce. Pecan.
We are going with Palmer, Pirine, and Pecan.
If anybody had said butter pecan, that would just be so weird, wouldn't it? Butter pecan? Nobody says butter pecan.
Isn't that how I said it earlier? Butter pecan? That's
wrong. It's butter pecan.
I mean, who made you the pecan principal, huh?
It is. Pacheco or Gus?
I would go with Pacheco.
All right. Aaron Jones or James Conner, full PPR?
I would go with, that's very close. I think I have Aaron Jones a few spots higher. I have Aaron Jones 16, Conner 17, so back to back.
This is such a big week, isn't it? I mean,
massive. Season's
hanging in the balance right now. A lot of must wins. Just throwing that out. Just saying. It's a big week. Big week for the Jets, too. You think they're going to win? Oh, yeah. Or you bet them. You bet them minus 4.5.
I sure hope so. I mean, if they can't get it done against Trevor Siemian, and they got bigger problems then.
I'll tell you, and I told everybody that didn't care this week, and you can join the group. Mike White went to my high school.
That's awesome. I had no idea.
MVS, yeah.
Yeah. Mike White. Woo.
Of course, we didn't have a football team when I went to high school there, but we eventually got one, and Mike White was on it.
Nice.
All right, speaking of White, Rachaad White or Pirine, half PPR, and Commanders or Eagles?
I would go with Rachaad White, and that's close. Commanders are playing well. No Chase Young. He's not back yet. He's getting closer. And I have the Commanders ahead of the Eagles.
Okay. Yeah, I would go with the same thing. Full PPR, we need to start 2 of these guys. Godwin, Pittman. Not Brown. Godwin, Pittman, Sutton, Higgins. Ooh. T. Higgins and
Godwin.
Yeah, Godwin and Higgins. Rachaad White or David Montgomery. We're going Rachaad White.
Correct.
1,000 people watching. Smash the like button. I agree. Smash that like button. Would you trade Sutton and Pierce for Debo and Michael Carter?
I would Sutton and Pierce for Debo and Carter. Full PPR, I think I would do that. I think so. Yeah.
And then who would you start, White or Aaron Jones?
I would go with Rachaad White.
And I agree about the pecan pie. Have you had pecan pie?
No, I've never actually had it. I mean, of all the pies, it's
you got Schneier like raving about it, but didn't even know what was in it. So I need to find out. It can't just be pecans. Like that's ridiculous.
I have no idea.
What's the filling? Just nuts and eggs, butter, and sugar. I mean,
yeah,
that's just terrible.
Eggs, butter, sugar, pecan,
that's in every pie.
Brown sugar, cane syrup.
Oh, Pecan takes the lead with 382 votes here. By the way, that's a big deal. What a great YouTube poll.
What's your go-to pie, Adam?
Cake. But if I had to go with a pie, it would be
what?
Pie sucks. Like it's all about cake. But if I had to go with a pie, it would be banana cream pie or a cherry pie. I like cherry pie a lot. But I'll say banana cream.
Pumpkin pie is awesome. Chocolate cream pie is far and away my favorite.
I'm sure chocolate cream pie is good. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know did you go to Denny's a lot when you were a kid?
No,
Yeah.
I live in Queens, New York, so we don't really have access to Denny's. You have to drive out to Long Island to find it.
I used to go all the time to those places, Denny's, Steak and Shake, Waffle House, IHOP. They used to have these pies that were, like there was like a Reese's peanut butter cup pie or Oreo pie. Those were incredible. Wow. Moons over my hammy and a Reese's Pieces pie, Reese's peanut butter cup pie. Oh boy, that was gluttonous times. Couldn't get away with it now. Would you start Higbee or Conklin and Lazard or Pacheco, PPR?
I would go with Higbee, and then I would go with Lazard in PPR.
So you've never been to Denny's?
I've been to Denny's. Yeah. Like whenever I've gone to family vacation, we'd wind up in like Orlando or Myrtle Beach.
Oh,
there's Denny's out there. So yeah.
Got my first speeding ticket on my way to a Denny's in Orlando. Was very, very distraught over it. I was 17 years old, I think. Just so upset. No, it wasn't a speed. It was an illegal U-turn. It was BS. Oh, still I'm not over it. I'm not over it.
I need Grand Slam breakfast. Turns around.
All right. Full PPR. Give me a flex. Foreman, Pacheco, Palmer, Sutton, DJ Moore, DBJ, and then Dulcich or Komet.
All right. Lots of names here. Full PPR. I am going to go with Josh
Sutton.
Palmer.
Sutton for me, Palmer for Frank.
Yes. Correct.
And then I'll take Dulcich.
Same. And
then, yeah, you know what? If I started Dulcich, I don't usually do this. Nah, screw that. I'm not going to do that. I don't really believe in I was going to say I'm going to start Palmer because I don't want 2 Broncos. But really, to me, you have to think of it independently, right? It's like, do you like Palmer or Sutton? For me, it's Sutton. I go Sutton. And then don't worry about the whole Broncos thing. But Frank is going to take Palmer anyway. Okay. Yes. Start Taysom Hill?
Not unless you're very desperate in a deeper league. I I think there's probably enough names where you can find someone else on the waiver wire, like Juwan Johnson. I would take a shot on Juwan Johnson over Taysom Hill, and I can imagine he's probably out there in some leagues. I have Dulcich, I have Komet, I have Foster Morrow, I have Evan Ingram. All those names are over Taysom Hill this week for me.
All right, Orlando has gotten an early start, I see. Full PPR, start Kamara or Jeff Wilson, and then Godwin or Hollywood Brown.
I would go with Jeff Wilson and Chris Godwin.
Okay. So this question here, I think we need to address a little bit more with James Robinson out, not Allen. Allen Robinson is also going to be out, but James Robinson is a healthy scratch. How high is Michael Carter? And would you start him over any of those guys? A.J. Brown, Chris Godwin, Aaron Jones, or Alvin Kamara?
I have Michael Carter as a high-end flex option. I would use almost...
Oh! Whoa, I got news for you. All right, go ahead.
Michael Carter, high-end flex option for me. All of the running backs that are filling in today, I have ranked higher than Carter. So Jeff Wilson, Rachaad White, Latavius Murray, Samaje Perine. I would use all of those over Michael Carter. I do like him. I think he sees a good amount of targets, but the Jets' offensive line has been banged up. They haven't been able to run the ball effectively. And I do think that they're still going to like mix in Ty Johnson. I don't think Michael Carter just gets some crazy workload. So high-end flex option for me.
I think that he's an 85% roster. He's 25% started, Michael Carter. I think that if you're going to ask me who's the biggest winner of week 12, we always start the Sunday night show with the biggest winner. And it's not going to be a Christian McCaffrey. Michael Carter to me is one of the odds-on favorites. I'm going to be cautious with that. I'm not going to start him over any of those guys, but I certainly see a very realistic scenario where Michael Carter is a huge winner. And if they're just going to not play James Robinson, then that's could be a big deal rest of season, including this week. Especially they're like, how often are they going to be a 7-point favorite or whatever? Meanwhile, the big news is that Trevor Siemian got hurt in warmups, and Nathan Peterman is starting for the Bears, according to Mike Garafolo.
Yikes, dude.
Yeah, so that's crazy, man. I can't imagine he had many reps during the week.
Really try and get away from Cole Kmet and Darnell Mooney if you can. I mean, David Montgomery, I think most people are going to have to use him. I think he gets 20 plus touches. Like, what else are they going to do in this game? They just have to feed David Montgomery and hope that he could break something, but really try and get away from your Bears.
Yeah, he can break something. His ankle.
Speaking of breaking ankles, Adam, I was out on the football field yesterday, a little two-hand touch. I am in hell right now. My body is on fire everywhere. I don't recommend it for anybody.
Nah, man, you got to get in the cold tub. I told you got to take some Advil. You would not even believe how much it's going to help, because that used to be me every Thanksgiving. Play football for an hour and a half.
So banged up right
now. Feel fine that day. Day 2, Friday is tough. Saturday is misery. The second day after you play, oh my gosh, it's so bad. So take some Advil. All right. Thanks for hanging out with us, everybody. Let's see. We got over 1,000 people. We got 344 likes. We can get to 400, right? Let's get to 400. Modest goal. If we get up to 500, we'll give away another month subscription to Paramount Plus. And I'm going to start looking through my lineups because I feel like there are some changes I'd like to make. So I'm going to do that while Frank answers some questions. Like, I'm really stuck on this Tom Brady versus Derek Carr thing. I'm going to do a poll. Can we do a YouTube poll? Enough of this pie stuff. Okay, so obviously you can retire as the best. Let's let it retire as a tie between Pecan and Pecan. But let's do a 2-minute poll to help your old buddy Adam. I'll let you all decide: Tom Brady or Derek Carr this week. Tom Brady at Cleveland, Derek Carr at Seattle. Who's it gonna be? We'll just put it up for a couple minutes, then we'll come up with something else. But I want your help. Well, we try to help you. I'm interested to know what you all think. So please vote when Shafee T puts that poll up. Hit that like button, and we'll keep going here. Jimmy Garoppolo or Kyler Murray?
I would go with, I think I have, man, that is close. All right, let me get back to quarterback and see who I have ranked higher between those two. But I have Kyler one spot higher than Jimmy G, but back to back.
Oh, wow.
Close.
All right, pick one, pardon me. Juju, Ayuk, or Olave?
I am going to go with, I think Olave. I think I have him like 1 or 2 spots higher than Ayuk. Olave at 19, Ayuk at 20, back to back. So
start 2, ETN, Chubb, Aaron Jones, Rachaad White. Ooh, man. All right, Nick Chubb is going to be 1.
I am going with Chubb and ETN.
I am not going with him. I'm going to go with Aaron Jones.
Aaron Jones over Rachaad White too.
Rashad White's the one I want to start, but I'm not going to. Rashad White has had a pretty bad year, except for basically the fourth quarter of the Seattle game. So, I am nervous about ETN. I am nervous about the Jaguars. The Ravens defense right now is playing like one of the best in football. And we're not quite treating it as such in terms of, oh no, what a terrible pass. Oh, it's okay. It's okay, Canada. Lockett or Pittman?
I am going with Lockett. Sorry, we can't play the sound drop. Not yet.
Ayuk or Amari Cooper?
Amari Cooper.
Garrett Wilson. Let's see. We need one here. Garrett Wilson or Deontay Johnson, and then McKinnon or Drake.
I don't really like either one, and the weather is really bad in the Jets game. I think I still prefer Garrett Wilson. I mean, Deontay Johnson, just a mess all year, hasn't scored a single touchdown. If Mike White could just get the ball in the hands of Garrett Wilson, 4 or 5 times, I think he can make something good happen with that. And then I will take Kenyon Drake over Jerick McKinnon.
You didn't have to put who should Adam Azer start. You could have just put who would you start, Brady or Carr. But fine. I don't know how to pronounce that. You've emphasized both syllables.
Pecan.
White or Wilson?
I am going with Jeff Wilson.
Answer questions, Adam. Fine. Gus, Pierce, or Pacheco?
Do your job. I would go with Damian Pierce. Yep.
Sutton or Montgomery at flex?
Oh, man. I know I just talked down the Bears, but Broncos haven't been much better. I'll take David Montgomery.
No, they haven't. I will also take David Montgomery. Boyd or Goodwin? Is that Goodwin or Godwin? I'm guessing it's Godwin. Obviously, you're going to go Boyd over Goodwin. So
yeah,
Godwin, Boyd, Goodwin.
Right. Yep. That's the order.
And then give me the tight end question.
Juwan Johnson for me.
All right. We can take this poll down now. Let's see who won 102 votes. All right. I'll stick with Tom Brady. Thank you, folks. Thank you. I'm going to be like soccer. I'm going to clap at you. Appreciate your help. If it goes wrong, I'm blaming you. Latavius Murray, Elijah Mitchell, Gus Edwards, or Curtis Samuel? Who's our pick here in PPR?
Full PPR.
Yes.
Correct.
Godwin or Miles Sanders, half PPR?
I would go with Chris Godwin.
Is Chris Godwin in your top 12?
He is not. He's just outside of it. But I have him and Evans back-to-back. I have Godwin at 14. I have Evans at 15.
Have you ever met Schneier, by the way?
No, not in person.
Now, why don't we all go out? Why don't we all go out for snacks?
You know what? I actually brought this up to maybe my wife the other day. I was like, some of these guys live in the Northeast, and we haven't gotten together. I think maybe we should do some kind of like holiday celebration.
Yeah.
Go out closer to Christmas time. Me, you, Tower, Schneier, whoever else is here in the Northeast.
Yeah.
We have a little fun.
All right. We'll do it on Christmas Day, on Sunday. We'll take off work. I don't know how Sunday is going to work, how Christmas is going to work. Like, who's actually going to be working?
I'm not going to be here. Schaefer, I'm just letting you know right now, we'll not be here on Christmas. So.
I don't know. Are we even going to have a stream that morning? We probably will. I will figure it out in a month. I'm starting Josh Palmer. So is Frank. Frank loves Josh Palmer. They're sitting in a tree. STARTING.
That was pretty good.
Thank you. Gino or Kyler?
I'm going with Gino. I like that game a lot. Seahawks Raiders, especially from like a DFS perspective too. You could stack up that game. I'm about it.
You like it more than the Cardinals Chargers game?
No, I mean not from an actual NFL perspective,
from
just
a points game.
Bonanza perspective.
I think Bonanza perspective is more on the Chargers game.
I think both of them could shoot out. I like both a lot.
I don't know that South Park moment of Cartman as Belichick. Do you?
Was it this? I know there was an episode where they were doing a bunch of different football stuff, and they were making fun of like Roger Goodell and the Washington football team at the time. But I don't think that was.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That one I know. I don't remember that. The Belichick one, though. All right. Who are we flexing here? And who's our running back? Foreman, Patterson, P. Ryan. Oh, this is easy, right? Go ahead. You can answer.
I'm going to go with P. Ryan, and I'm going to go with Keenan Allen.
Good. I thought you were going to say Olave for a second. I was going to yell at you, but thank you. He said Keenan Allen.
Why do you hate Chris Olave, Adam? Come on.
Is anybody following this? I
I
mean,
feel like every week you don't want to play Chris Olave.
I don't want to play Chris Olave. In fact, you remember that league where I'm starting Josh Palmer over Russell Wilson? I'm thinking about starting Wilson over Olave.
Chris Olave finished as a top 5 wide receiver last week, Adam.
He had the deep shot. I mean, he's just not getting a lot of targets. I'm losing 67-7 in this league. That's great.
Jeez.
That's great news. Well, you know, I didn't check it. The 3 games on Sunday. Oh, I played against Josh Allen. Oh, bummer. All right, fine. The thing about Olave, why don't I like him? Let's look at the targets. The last 4 games: 7, 9, 5, 6. In fact, in one of his last 7 games with Andy Dalton, 7, 6, 14, 7, 9, 5, 6 targets. Why is nobody paying attention to this? He doesn't get that many targets. Andy Dalton has thrown 30 or fewer passes in 4 straight games. Hopefully, they are playing from behind and have to catch up and throw a lot. But it's also very possible that they're just going to suck and they're going to get blasted in this game and they're not going to have that much possession. I don't hate him, by the way. I just don't love him.
He has 2, 4, 6, 8, 70 yards or a touchdown in 6 of his last 8 games. That's pretty consistent, man. That's,
yeah, I know. I like him.
That's a top 20 wide receiver.
He is a top 20 wide receiver, but he's a riskier. He's a little scarier to me than for others, but it's a Dalton thing. All right. Let's see. Dameon Pierce or Juju Smith-Schuster?
I would go with Pierce.
You know, in full PPR, I think I'd actually go with Juju. In non or half, I'd go with Pierce.
I think it's pretty close.
Njoku or Juwan Johnson?
Oh, I like Juwan. Scoring a bunch of touchdowns, but I think I have Njoku a little bit higher. Actually, I lied. No, I have Juwan's 1 spot higher.
Liar. Ayuk or Cooper?
I watched Liar Liar the other day on Thanksgiving.
It's not that good.
Yeah. The claw. I would go with Amari Cooper.
The elevator scene is very funny. A little amateur, but a little sophomoric, but it's funny.
It's like classic Jim Carrey stuff, you know.
Yeah, I liked it when I was a kid. Half PPR, Gibson or Sanders?
I am gonna go with. I think I have Gibson, but they are in the same range. At low end RB2, high end flex, and Gibson is 1 spot higher.
Yeah, the scene in that movie where he said, "What does your dad do for a living?" or something. He says he's a liar. It means to say he's a lawyer. I always think about the first time someone asks my kid what his dad does for a living. They're going to say he watches football. My kid's going to say he watches football. And everyone's going to think I'm some deadbeat that just sits on the couch. I know it. All right. Pickens, Pacheco, Foreman, Peoples-Jones, Burks. Pick one in PPR.
All right. We are going to go with, I think this is really close between Pickens and Deontay Foreman. Foreman probably not going to catch passes.
I mean,
full PPR, I'll go with Pickens.
You know, you blast me for Olave. What's the difference between Olave and Donovan Peoples-Jones? Donovan Peoples-Jones getting 70 yards almost every week.
Weather.
Yeah, and only 1 touchdown this year.
Yeah, I mean, normally, like if weather wasn't a concern, I think DPJ is probably a top 30 wide receiver, but I'm just outside of that.
All right. Oh, all right. I'm gonna scroll down. I'll get some new ones in here. Okay, Pittman or Kirk? Kirk. Yeah, Kirk it is. Or we could have done Christian
Kirkman.
Evan Ingram or Foster Morrow?
I'm gonna go with. Don't love either, but I will go with Foster Morrow.
Yeah, I will go with Foster Morrow as well. I am stashing Evan Ingram for next week. If you need a tight end next week, he is facing the Lions. So that could work. Olave or Rachaad White in my flex? Ooh. I'm going to go with Rachaad White.
Yeah, same.
Although I would start actually what I would do is start Rachaad White over David Montgomery and probably flex Olave over Montgomery.
Yeah, I like that. Let's do that.
Do we eat Thanksgiving leftovers? Yes.
Oh, yeah, I think I had 2 different plates yesterday.
Yeah, I'll have some of the ham that I made. Yeah, for sure. And start 2
weeks.
What'd you say? I can die.
2 weeks.
Eventually, I'm gonna have to stop. Kyron Williams, Nico Collins, or Alan Lazard, or Corey Davis.
Okay, I would go with Alan Lazard. Yep. And
Nico.
I think so.
Yeah, I'm going.
I've seen some sneaky love for Kyron Williams this week. I guess he could play some garbage time and see some targets and stuff, but I would play Nico Collins and Lazard.
I like the upset there, Rams Chiefs, by the way.
No, you don't.
No, I definitely don't. What is the biggest upset I can find this week? Because I've been pretty good at calling almost upsets. I got to look for some big spreads. Could definitely see the Bears beating the Jets. They're the freaking Jets after all.
I'm right here, Adam. Jeez.
They cannot see the Texans beating the Dolphins or the Chiefs losing to the Rams. Can't see the Saints winning. I could see the Packers winning. I do think the Eagles are a bit vulnerable. If I were going to pick a bold upset, I'm going to bet it right now. I'm not going to bet the money line, but I'm going to bet the Bears plus 7.5.
No, come on.
That's a lot of points for the Jets to cover.
It is a lot of points, but Nathan Peterman.
Mike White.
True.
All right, Pirine or Devontae Smith. So why is my phone off? Okay, Pirine or Devontae Smith.
I would go with Pirine.
Okay, I would too.
Yeah, there's not a lot of underdog calls here. I'm looking through it as well. I don't know.
All right, well, look, I'm rooting for the Jets. I just want them to win by like 6.
Falcons. I can see the Falcons winning, but it's not a big win. It's like 4.5. I'm
going to update everybody on some weather, and I'm just going to read from Roto Grinders because Kevin does a good job there. Tampa Bay at Cleveland, scattered showers around. Could be late arriving. Let's see. Winds will be breezy. This doesn't look necessarily updated. When is this updated? It was definitely this morning. Yeah, I think that I've already seen this stuff. Atlanta, Washington's going to be wet. Cincinnati, can I get a better update than this? I'm sorry. Let's see what Kevin's tweeting these days. All right, so 3 minutes ago, Kevin Roth tweeted, rain now for the Jets, then a break, then heavy rain most of the game and definitely in the second half. Washington looks increasingly wet, especially in the first half. So those are the two ones that I'm really focusing on here. The Falcons at the Commanders and the Bears at the Jets. Those are going to be really wet. Also bad weather in Nashville. Could be windy there. I'm not really making any decisions based on that. Did we answer this? Paris Campbell or George Pickens?
We did not, but I would. That's like safety versus upside. I would go with Campbell and Adam. Go!
Oh, I just went in. You almost spoiled it for me. Come on, Canada. What the hell? We also have a pizza poll up. All right, start 2. Taylor, Gibson, Connor, Latavius Murray.
Start 2, I am going to go with, is that Jonathan Taylor? You're using Jonathan Taylor. And then I would use James Conner. I know Connor has not been efficient, but his usage has been wunderbar. So I would go with Taylor and Connor.
Okay. All right, I just bet the Bears plus 7.5.
It's messed up, man. I would never bet against your Giants when we're doing a show.
I'm betting against the spread. And you should bet against my Giants. That's your problem. Devontae Smith or Devontae Foreman or Deontay Foreman or Devontae Smith.
I actually would go with Foreman here.
By the way, good news for you, Frank. I don't think I can express how bad I have been gambling lately. Let's see. My last bet lost. Okay, let me see how many in a row I've lost. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 straight losses. 8 straight losses. Some of them were like ridiculous ones that I put like $2 on, like the first score of a game being a Denver field goal a few weeks ago, that kind of stuff. But yeah, anyway, 8 straight losses for me.
Well, thank you then. I appreciate it.
You're very welcome.
Let's go Jets.
We got to bench one of these studs here. Easy one for me. Well, not that easy, honestly, because I'm nervous about ETN, but I'm benching Rachaad White. How about you?
I am benching Rachaad White as well. I thought you were going to say ETN, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, he's just such a better player than Rachaad White from what we've seen. I mean, ETN is one of the most explosive players in football. He's just per carry, per catch, he's lightning.
It is an amazing matchup for Rachaad White. I mean,
yeah, totally.
On a yards per carry basis, the Browns are very bad.
Yeah, and he could get peppered with targets. I mean, I know Keyshawn Vaughn is probably going to play a little bit, but last week after the Fournette injury, Rachaad White was running more routes. Rachaad White was in on third down. He could be close to an every down back. He could be Leonard Fournette. And Leonard Fournette against the Browns, I would start over ETN against the Ravens. So I'm kind of talking myself into it, but I'm gonna play it safe. And I don't even know it's playing it safe. It might be playing it scared. I don't know. But I'm gonna start ETN over Rachaad White, but it's a tough one for me. We need a wide receiver and a flex from this group, sir.
We are gonna go with DK Metcalf and then Rachaad White, but super close between the Bucks there.
Okay. Let's go to not this one. Najee, Aaron Jones, Rachaad White, pick 2 here.
Let's go with Rachaad White and Aaron Jones.
All right. See if I can set my lineups without being too much of a distraction here. Murray or Patterson?
I'm going with Latavius Murray.
Yeah, I don't have a lot of conviction in starting Cordarrelle Patterson. Terrible matchup, terrible role lately. Pirine or Sanders, Campbell or Watson?
Let's say Pirine over Sanders and Campbell over Watson.
All right. Russell Wilson, Dalton, 2 stud QBs. Who are your quarterbacks here?
I'm still going to use Russ as one of them. It doesn't really have much to do with him. It's just I don't really like these other names very much. It's going to come down to Heineke versus Brissett. And I think I have Brissett just ahead. So I'm going with Russ and Brissett.
All right. Check in on our YouTube poll here and our likes. Did we get to 500 likes? We did not. All right. We need 500 likes to get. Oh, wait. What happened to the pizza poll? I missed the pizza poll entirely. I don't like this poll. We need 500 likes, though, to give away a month of Paramount Plus. Who are you picking up first for a 2-hand touch football game? I'm voting for me. Frank's winning 55% to 45%. I think you're all making a mistake. I'm better than you think. I'm just going to tell you that.
I think I'm also better than you think too, but I voted for you for what it's worth. I voted for you, Adam. So
I want an invite next time. Play this upcoming Saturday. I want it.
No, I'm not even going to be recovered by Saturday.
You'll be fine. No. Take Advil. Olave or Chris Godwin, half PPR?
I'm going with Chris Godwin there.
Latavius Murray, Samaje Perine, or Cordarrelle Patterson, full PPR. By the way, in case you're curious, Frank, the cat in that picture, his name is Cheese.
Is that true?
It's true.
How do you know?
We learned that on Thursday.
You're a cat guy, right, Adam?
Of course.
Cats over dogs?
Cats. Yeah, I mean, if dogs didn't require walking, then maybe I'd go dogs over cats, but that's a tiebreaker right there. Cats over dogs for sure.
Yeah, I don't think this is going to be a popular take, but I'm 100% with you. I prefer cats. And I'm going to take some Samaje Perine from this group.
Amari Cooper or Deebo Samuel?
Amari Cooper.
Pittman, Boyd, or Lazard? Pittman!
Correct.
Yes. We already did Paris Campbell versus Pickens. Juju or DK? It's a fun one.
I would go with Metcalf.
I would as well. See how I'm doing in the poll. And did we get to 500 likes yet? 454. Let's go. Keep it going here. Ooh, I'm getting closer. 52% to 48%. Let's go. Let's hit the 500 likes. Please hit that like button. No reason not to. We got almost 1,100 people in here. Just asking for a few of you to hit the like button. Pierce, Pacheco, Sutton, or Palmer, PPR?
Josh Palmer.
It's Cortland Sutton for me. Gibson or Perine?
Perine.
Kyler or Herbert?
I'm going to go with Justin Herbert.
Yeah. Would you drop the Eagles for the Commanders or the Steelers?
I have the Commanders ranked higher for this week. I still think the Eagles probably are the best defense of this group rest of season. So
Yeah.
it's close enough where I think I would just stick with the Eagles.
I wouldn't do it because the Commanders have a bye coming up in a couple of weeks. So I'd just stick with the Eagles. Yay, you guys are also, thank you. Start 3 in this group, Frank, from the Diamondbacks fan.
I love that logo too. I have an alternate Diamondbacks hat with that exact logo on it. So big fan. And 3 of those, I'm going to go with Aaron Jones, Rashad White, and Najee Harris.
Okay. How about Rashad White, Aaron Jones, Palmer? And you don't need to compliment my hair when Dan isn't on. Frank's wearing a hat. So, you know, but thank you. I do appreciate that. It's not bad. Yeah. Not bad. What do you got here? Let's pick 2 of these. Oh, are you going to sit Josh Palmer here? Mr.
Yeah.
Palmer fan?
I am going to sit Josh Palmer here. And I will point out that there was a live stream you weren't around for, Adam. I had to fill in for you with Schneier. And I did reveal to everybody what is underneath this hat. So
it's impressive. You have very, very good hair. You always have had hair. That's not good.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it requires a lot of work. Honestly, I'm just too lazy to cut it. I don't know where I'm going with the hair. It's just, we'll see how long it grows out.
We are up to 202 votes, and Adam Azer has taken the lead. I will be the first pick in two-hand touch football.
All right, I want to take my vote back now.
All righty. What do we got here? Peoples Jones or Hollywood Brown? That is tough. That is tough.
Pickens.
I have Pickens in there. My bad.
Pickens is in there too. I haven't ranked Brown, Pickens, Peoples Jones this week, and I really like what Peoples Jones has done recently. Kind of worried about the weather there. It's like more of a deep-ish threat target. So, yeah, that's how I'm ranking it. Brown, Pickens, and Peoples Jones.
All right. As I said earlier, I have no idea what to tell you about Marquise Brown. I love the fact that Dortch and Moore aren't going to play. I love the fact that they're probably going to be chasing points. This feels like it could be a shootout. It's a perfect setup for Marquise Brown, but just have no idea how much he's going to play. They said he's going to be on a pitch count. You never know what a pitch count actually means. So you have to get to the point where you're just not enthused at all about starting a player. And Peoples Jones and Pickens are right on the border there. I feel like Peoples Jones is due for a clunker. But maybe it won't be today. I don't know. That's a tough call. All right. So Frank is saying you should start Marquise Brown. Should we rank these? Family Guy, American Dad, Rick and Marty, South Park, and Bob's Burgers. I mean, this is a very, very easy one from. I know it's last, and I know it's first.
I haven't really watched American Dad or Bob's Burgers, so if I'm just ranking the 3 that I've seen a good amount of, it would be South Park, Family Guy, and then Rick and Morty.
South Park is 1 with a bullet. Family Guy, the first 5 seasons or so would be 2. It would be probably dead last of all TV shows ever after that. Bob, I'm going to go with Bob's Burgers. I like Bob's Burgers. It's very funny. Rick and Morty is terrific, but I don't know. I never get excited to watch it. I feel like I have to get my encyclopedia out to watch it. And then American Dad would be last.
I was going to say that exactly. When I watch Rick and Morty, I feel dumb.
It's stressful.
There's so many things that I just don't even understand what they're talking about. I'm like, all right.
What the hell is a grandpa? What else we got? Cordero Patterson, George Pickens, Paris Campbell, or Gus Edwards. Oh, you're 9-2. Way to go, Joseph. Oh, that's cool, man. That's cool.
What a hater, man.
That's cool. I'm not 9-2.
Full PPR, I'd go with Paris Campbell.
What's your best record?
That is a great question. To be perfectly honest, it's not one of the better years for me. I have a home league where I'm 8-3 that I'm looking at right now.
Okay. All right. The winds are down in Nashville, down to 17 mile per hour sustained, gusts to 26. Will continue to drop throughout the game. So that should give you a little bit more. This according to Kevin Roth at Kevin Roth WX. Should give you a little bit more faith in the Buccaneers passing game. Okay. I'm sorry. Did you answer that?
Yeah, I said Paris Campbell.
All right.
Hey, Adam,
yeah.
I'm now winning the poll.
You are?
Yeah.
Did I get too cocky? Are people rebelling against me?
Yeah, I think so.
51% to 49%. You're barely winning. It's within the margin of error. We answered this one. We're sitting Najee.
Correct.
Pirine or Devontae Smith?
I would go with Pirine.
Okay. Johnson, Juwan Johnson or Noah Fant?
Juwan Johnson.
Whatever. he could be such a bust. He could be 5 yards.
Sure.
Noah Fant could too, though. Caps lock. Hey, quick note. I don't like caps lock. Hard to read. Gibson, Montgomery, or Pirine?
I'm going with Samaje Perine of that group.
Okay, we did get to 500 likes, so comment your Twitter handle, and we're going to give away another free month of Paramount Plus. Thank you very much, everybody. We appreciate it. Mike Evans, Cortland Sutton, or Josh Palmer?
I'm still going with Mike Evans. I understand there's some concern with the rain there. The Bucs just pass the ball so much, so I'm expecting a near double-digit target game once again for Mike Evans.
Okay. How about full PPR? Christian Watson, Pirine, or Rachaad White?
Rachaad White of that group.
Are you just out on the Packers passing game? Not feeling it?
Not completely. I think both Watson and Lazard are wide receiver 3s. I saw that there was a report that came out maybe like 15, 20 minutes ago that this thumb injury, which we all could have suspected, is obviously affecting Aaron Rodgers' accuracy. So
yeah,
he hasn't been great as a result. But even with that, I mean, Christian Watson has been pretty awesome recently. They're probably going to be playing from behind. I like both wide receiver 3s. Don't love them.
What should I do with the money that I'm going to win on the Bears? You want me to put it? Should I put it toward the outing that we're going to have?
You should use it to bet on the Jets next week.
Okay.
Who are they going? I think do they have the Bills coming up again next week? Maybe Vikings.
No, the Bills have the Patriots next week.
It might be Vikings then. I think we've got this NFC North that we're running through right now. We, as in I mean to the Jets.
I'm a we guy too. Pirine or Ayuk?
I would go with. Oh, that's close. Pirine, but very close.
McLaurin or Juju?
McLaurin. I have him just inside my top 12 wide receivers. I know there's some concern about weather there, but his usage has been fantastic with Heineke at quarterback.
Jahan Dotson or David Njoku?
I don't love either per se, but I would go with Njoku.
Noah Fant or Cole Kmet? I'm going to go Kmet there.
Kind of same answer as the previous one. I don't really like either, but I would go Kmet.
All right. I think we didn't answer this one. Metcalf, Evans, Rachaad White, Samaje Perine. We need a wide receiver and we need a flex.
Okay, we're going to go with DK Metcalf and then Rachaad White.
Okay. How about looking for new ones here. Donovan Peoples-Jones or Brandon Cooks or Cam Akers, half PPR?
I'll take TPJ there.
What is this? Are you kidding me? You monster. You are a monster. DJ Moore or Hollywood Brown?
I'm going to take Hollywood Brown there.
Antonio Gibson or Najee Harris?
Najee.
Wow. The gap is widening in the poll. Frank is pulling away a little bit. Look, first of all, I really understand the game of football very well. I'm a cerebral two-hand touch football player. I do a lot of things that don't show up in the box score. I'm a great teammate. I will 100% drive everyone. I will bring water. Just pick. I'm telling you, you're making a mistake. Because if you don't pick me first, I'm not playing. And then you're not going to have even teams. You're not going to have even numbered players. You're going to have an official quarterback. You should pick me first for the sake of your game.
I appreciate the sales pitch, Adam. But with everything he said, if you want the better football player, you should choose me.
I would love to cover you. I would freaking blanket you. You can call me a snuggie after the game. I'm going to blanket you so bad.
Oh, man. All right.
Hollywood Brown over Gus Edwards. Rashad
Yeah,
White
I'm good with that. Yep, Hollywood.
Rashad White or Keenan Allen. I know you're good with that. I'm blanketing you. Rashad White or Keenan Allen, half PPR.
I would go with Rashad White, but very close.
Give me a bold prediction for Week 12. Bold prediction. Hit me up.
Bold prediction: Frank scores 3 touchdowns on Adam. Let me scroll through the rankings a little bit here and see. Do you have something off the top of your head? I know you were kind of talking up Michael Carter.
Michael Carter, top 5 running back this week. That's my bold prediction.
You just bet on the Bears, though.
That's fine. I bet on the Bears. They're getting 7.5 against the Jets.
It's messed up, dude.
Come on. Bears got a quarterback upgrade this week without that Fields guy in there.
Let's see. Bold prediction. Scrolling through. Hey, you know what? We're getting a lot of Marquise Brown. Right? Questions?
Yeah.
Marquise Brown outscores DeAndre Hopkins this week.
Oh, okay. That's a pretty bold prediction. Makes 0 sense. At least mine is based in reality, but that's fine. That's like you scoring 3 touchdowns on me. Were we playing up to 30? Then I could see it. Jeff Wilson or Samaje Perine?
I will go with Jeff Wilson. Yeah.
Aaron Jones or Rashad White?
Oh, I think Rashad White is just ahead of him, but they're both inside my top 15.
Josh Palmer or Devontae Smith?
Close one, but I will take Josh Palmer.
Okay, pick 4 of these guys. I pick Hopkins and 3 more.
Hopkins.
Hitman. I'm too tired to do it. I don't have the energy.
Then I would go with Pickens. And I don't want to start both Packers wide receivers.
Yeah, I'll go with Lazard and Pickens.
Yeah. I think Watson has a little bit more upside right now. I would go with him. But it's close. Hopkins, Pittman, Pickens, and Watson.
Start Sanders, Latavius Murray, or Palmer? Well, only one. You got to give us the format for a question like this.
I would go Palmer in full PPR. I would go Latavius in half or non.
I'm just going to go with Palmer.
Sure.
Mooney or Van Jefferson? That's a good one.
I'll go with Van Jefferson.
Save! David Montgomery, Antonio Gibson, or Josh Palmer, PPR? Josh Palmer for me.
Full PPR, I am going with Josh Palmer as well.
Palmer or Pittman, PPR?
Ooh, that is close. Palmer, 1 spot higher.
Yes. Njoku or Dulcich?
I will take the shot on Njoku there.
Okay. Let's see. A few more here. Running a little low on time. Rashad White or Michael Pittman, PPR? I'm going White.
Yes, correct.
And Pacheco, Paris Campbell, Devontae Smith. Wow, that's impressive.
Need one of those 3. I'm going to go with Devontae Smith.
I'm going to go with Devontae Smith. He has actually 8 targets in 3 of his last 4 games. No Goddard. He had 8 targets last week. I'm going to go with Devontae Smith. Christian Kirk, Alan Lazard, or P. Ryan? Woo, that's a tough one. Not Lazard.
Full PPR, I would go with Kirk.
All right. Oh, Fant or Komet? And then Godwin or McLaurin?
I would go with Komet, and then I would go with McLaurin. But that's pretty close one.
Montgomery or Michael Carter? Wife is asking.
Same game. I'm going Montgomery.
Yeah. Bleh. I guess so. Montgomery. Cooper, Boyd, or Miles Sanders? Full PPR.
Still Cooper.
Jeff Wilson or Kamara?
Jeff Wilson.
All right. Let's see. Final like tally, 539. That's pretty good. All right, we got a few more minutes. Let's get some Adam Azer votes in there. Let's at least draw even at 51 to 49% is another very good poll. Way to go, Thomas Schaefer. So he felt, you know what I did there? I put pressure on him. I started bragging about how good my Pecan Pie my YouTube poll was, and I made him feel bad, and I made him work harder. He needs to know that there's competition here. You can't just show up at training camp, have the job handed to you. You want to make the polls? There's going to be some competition. You got to step it up. That was really, really good coaching by me, which is another reason why you should pick me first, because I'm a great coach.
That's exactly what I was going to say. You took the words out of my mouth. So
Thank you. We need to sit one of these guys, McCaffrey, Rachaad White, or Ken Walker.
Oh, that is a fantastic problem to have, but I would sit Rachaad White.
This is a good one. Rachaad White or James Conner?
I have White, I think 2 spots higher.
I was going to go Conner there. They both have them among the best matchups.
Yep, really good.
Deontay Johnson, Darnell Mooney, or Sky Moore?
Well, I didn't foresee myself saying Deontay Johnson as the answer to a question today, but here we are. Go with him.
Who's the wide receiver with the most targets and no touchdowns in the NFL?
It sounds like Deontay Johnson to me.
It is Deontay Johnson. It must be, right? I don't have that confirmed, but it must be.
Adam, are you fast? I could see you being sneaky fast.
Yeah, I am sneaky fast. Yeah. No, I'm sneaky moderate, sneaky solid speed. Not fast. I'm definitely faster than you, like 100%.
I think you're probably faster than me as well. But I'm a technician out there with the route running. So
are you tall? How tall are you?
5'9".
Yeah, I'm 5'11". No, I'm not 5'11".
So what are you?
5'8.5".
Yeah, so we're the same height. All right, so this is a pretty good matchup here.
I think so.
A little bit more speed for Adam. A little bit more speed for Adam, but the technician.
Yeah, you're gonna definitely knock me off my route. There's no question about that. Did I miss a goal, by the way?
You did.
Oh, thanks for telling me.
Sorry.
Komet or Ingram?
I think I would take the shot with Ingram there. I don't really want to do anything with the Bears.
Okay. I do. I want to do one thing with the Bears, bet them plus 7.5. Pineapple on pizza. Yes, it's delicious. Sutton or Pirine? Half PPR. All right, I'll take Pirine here. I've answered Sutton way too many times today.
That's pretty good analysis. I like that. I would go with Pirine.
Someone asked me this exact question earlier, and that they said Pirine has a better chance to score a touchdown. But it's funny because the Titans have given up 2 touchdowns to running backs all year. So I don't know that he has that much better of a chance, but he probably does. All right, last question, or 2 more. Go to Denny's. Waddle, DK, Keenan Allen, Olave. We need to bench one.
I am going to
Olave.
Yeah, I think that's the right answer.
Yeah, that's right. Get in on the hate. Last one is going to be this one. Pick one. Josh Palmer, Keenan Allen, Aaron Jones, Chris Godwin.
I'm going to go in full PPR. I will take. Oh man, that's close. I think I lean Chris Godwin just over Aaron Jones.
I'll take Jones, but yeah, I could see Godwin actually feels a little safer. Thank you, everybody. It's been a fun show. Hopefully, we'll get Chris back soon. Final check on the poll. Not important. Enjoy your Sunday, everybody. Let's get a Bears loss by 7 points, and everybody goes home happy. For Frank and Thomas, I'm Adam. We'll talk to you tonight about 8 p.m. Eastern to recap the game. See ya.